Hi everybody and welcome to Come Art With Me. I was working on a new painting, oil pastels, and I hated it. I cannot do loose. So I thought, do I just throw the paper away? Should I don't even know what. Go over it with soft pastels was a thought, and any number of things. So what I think I'm going to do is just blur it down, just blur everything to green and brown and brown and green and blue and sort of rebuild it. But I wanted to show you what I'm using it occurred to me that I was gonna have to blend it all out. And I thought this might be a good opportunity to show people how I have kind of done sort of a do-it-yourself home hack to do some blending without getting my fingers, fine blending, without getting my fingers dirty and without much effort at all. So let's pick a place that's really rough, like that tree. And it better work because it was working a minute ago. I always think, oh gosh, what if it doesn't work when I start doing the, oh, it's hilarious because I can't see. When I do it with my phone like this, I can always, and I like doing this because it allows me to do really fine blending. And people always say, you can't get fine detail in oil pastel, but you can. Now it's wet, give it just a second. It would, trust me, it will not stay wet for long. Now on this one, I'm gonna blend a little loosely to show you something. And that sheen will go away in just a minute. Although I could probably help it along. Now I am using my finger here, but mostly because I just want to show you how this works. So that's one way that I do it. Another way, for some reason when we use pastels, the biggest question I get, well, I think there's two. One is, what support do you use? And the other one is, how do you blend? And I'm a blender, a lot of people are not. I tend to blend everything a million times and then go back in for detail. So let me show you, as you can see, the tree's already drying. Let me just, let's choose up here. In this case, I'm using my finger, but not just my finger, because this is a mess. I'm going to answer both questions. What I'm doing, I don't like that tree either. So we're going to get rid of the tree. Because what I'm doing, like I said, is I'm going to go back to just colors. Big color blocks. Because there just wasn't much about this painting that I liked. Now go take a paper towel, which I had 5 seconds ago and now can't find. I know I have one, there we go. Paper towel just to make sure it's dried off a little bit. That also removes the glare so you can see. Let's see if I can move this light. Hang on. Did that help any? That didn't help a lot. That's really rough, so if we can get that to, light's not, there we go. And the more pastel you have on the paper, the easier blending is, no matter what you're using to do it. I don't know what I was doing there. I thought I was making baby trees, but that's not really what happened. I'm gonna have to turn off my, that made all the difference in the world, didn't it? Okay, the foreground, I don't know what I was thinking there either. Doesn't have tons and tons of pastel on it, so it's a little bit harder, but not much. I'm gonna leave the brown shapes just so I know approximately where I want my rocks, but those were really bad rocks. Believe it or not, I don't hate the creek. I know I can go in fairly easily and make corrections there, or actually really all I'll be doing is adding some detail. Okay, I hope you remember what this all looked like when we started, because with just a little bit more work, when I put the phone down out of my hand, I can very, very easily just start over. I'm not thrilled with the shape of this cabin, but I don't hate it, so I'm not gonna really mess with it. I am gonna leave a tree in this area, so I'm not gonna, I don't want to completely delete it. This that I'm blending out right now was supposed to be a rather magnificent fir tree, and apparently I don't know how to draw them. Certainly not roughly with oil pastel, so I'm gonna leave the spot because a big tree does have to go there. I wasn't gonna do all this on camera, but okay. Now, since I'm going back over with oil pastels, I don't need a white background. There's going to be mountains, green mountains in the background. There's going to be big trees there. There's going to be grass down here. So I don't need, and I could pretty much go over them with any color I wanted to. So it's a little bit damp right now, but that actually is fine. Maybe if I turn on. Okay, so one more time with the fine detailing. Hopefully it will let me. I just go in. And I can blend with great precision this way. I can also drag it out. I should have put a new mark down, but because if I tried to use my finger here, it would make a huge mess in my sky, and nobody wants that. I do have a little color shaper. This one's a little bit too soft. But I don't feel it, see, it doesn't move it the same way. And sometimes you want to, oops, you can't see. I use them, and you can use them. Oh, where's an area I can use it? Right here. It's not moving. It's not moving much. So let's try it this way. There we go. And maybe I do my oil pastels like this because I'm used to painting and I like a more painterly approach. To tell you though, if you have problems with your hands, a lot of blending and smoothing will really hurt, and I do. So This makes my life much, much. That did not go back to white. It's the light. I can tell you that drawing this out, even with the edge of my pastel, was a little challenging. So this makes it so much easier. So this went on about 3 times longer than I thought it would, but I hope that it helped as far as people who maybe you do a piece and you don't like it and you want to start over, or you think part of your painting is ruined and you want to fix it. Then doing blending, and it depends, I guess, on your support. I use sandpaper, so I love doing pastels on sandpaper. I think what I'm going to do is is kind of make sure I have everything where I want it, and I'm probably going to incorporate some soft pastels. So I hope this helps, and come art with me.